Hello, good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Diana Sanchez. I'm one of the international programmers here at the festival. So lovely to be with you this morning for the screening of Gloria Bell. I'm very excited to present it. We had a wonderful screening last night, and you're going to have a lot of fun. It's the perfect way to start the day. So to begin, I would like to acknowledge that today's event is taking place on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of New Credit and the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, and the Huron-Wendat. Also, we're very grateful to have the opportunity to work in the community. Today's film is eligible for the Gross People's Choice Award. Please vote at tiff.net/vote. You're going to want to. And we would like to thank VVS Films, A24, and Filmation Entertainment for providing us with this film. So I love the filmmaker I'm about to present. I've shown a lot of his films here at the festival. We showed films like The Year of the Tiger in 2011. Gloria, did any of you guys see Gloria in 2013? You're gonna love this morning's film. Last year we showed Disobedience, his first English language feature. And of course, A Fantastic Woman, which won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. Once again, he's outdoing himself. I love Sebastián's films because he infuses them with this warmth and energy that's so authentic, and you will see that. And he's here with us this morning to share his film. Please welcome Sebastián Lelio.
Good morning. Thank you, Diana. It's so great to be here and to finally share our film with you. It's nothing better than, a theater, a packed theater. It's great to be at TIFF. As Diana said, I've been here several times, and it feels like home. So thank you for having us. And I don't want to talk too much about the film. Maybe say that, why only musicians have the right to play their tunes more than once. Why can't we do it as well with a different band? It's kind of like a cover. So I hope you enjoy it and have a great journey, and we'll be here at the end with for the Q&A with some of the actors. You tell us. Yeah, okay, with Julianne and John. All right, thank you.
Please welcome back Sebastián Lelio to the stage. Congratulations, Sebastián.
Thank you. Thank you so much. One of the reasons why this film was made is because of the admiration I have for the two actors that are here tonight. John Turturro. And, well, our queen, Julianne Moore.
Well, thank you so much for being with us, sharing your world premiere here at TIFF. One of the things that I think a lot of people are interested in, because we did see Gloria 5 years ago, and how all this, the Chilean version that we all loved. And now it's so exciting to see this film. And can you tell us how you got together with the project? Both of you, yes.
Well, we met in 2015 in Paris, and I was about to start filming A Fantastic Woman and Disobedience, so I was really into that. And I knew that Julianne had seen the film and loved it, and she wanted to meet, have a coffee, and I was so honored. I live in Berlin, so I flew to Paris right away, and we talked like for an hour, and you were so generous and so involved in the story, and in your understanding of the character was so touching to me. And then I thought that maybe you didn't want to do the remake. I wasn't sure, and but then you said that you would only do it if I directed, and then I melted. It was like an Amélie moment, you know, like. And I said, and I would only do it if you're in it. And then we hugged, and here we are.
That's it. Amazing. We have some time to take some questions from the audience. Well, thank you. Go ahead. You're
Sebastián, thank you so much for doing a wonderful new Gloria. I love the first one. But this is a whole new Gloria. John, thank you for Boxing Moonlight, my all-time favorite movie. Julianne, thank you. Gloria, the original Gloria was so hard to beat. You did it. You gave us a wonderful new Gloria. Thank you for that. Sebastián, you love women so much. You make them the star. It's so easy having a goddess like Julianne. You've taken me from York to Park. You remind me of it so much, the way you made women the center of everything. Always only you.
Yeah, so no, the question, the last part, no, it's about how, you know, in his Sebastian's films, he really films women so beautifully, and where your influences are from.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you. I grew up among women, so I think that was a big influence. My grandmother, my mother, my sisters. It's like a matriarchy. And I, for example, for Gloria, I grew up listening to my mother singing in the car the entire Latin American romantic repertoire that I used to hate. And we would live in the south of Chile, and she would like drive, like, oh my God, 2 hours drive means 200 boleros, you know? And I was like young, and I wanted to listen to The Cure and, you know, punk rock. And she would listen to these songs, and I would like literally take the cassettes out and throw them out the window. And she would stop and, you know, grab them back. And then as I grew up, I learned to love that and to find beauty in that. And I think this film has a lot to do with my mother generation and her friends. You know, that I used to really like to sit down with them and listen to their stories. I would always be invited to have a pisco sour with them. And I was like, wow, they are going through so many things, and there was this feeling that there was a film there, just by turning the camera, you know, doing like this, and there's a film right by your side. So that's mainly the origin of this. So that's a way of not answering your question.
Thank you.
I want to say that I think there's a sense there's a remarkable sense of intimacy to Sebastian's filmmaking, and it's interesting that you say that it's like listening to a conversation, being involved in a conversation, observing it rather than commenting on it, because that's how the camera felt, you know, and that's how the whole atmosphere felt, that it was as if you were in the room watching someone's life. So it's clear that you brought all those experiences to your filming.
No, which also, it felt, the conversation, the dialogue felt very fresh. Was it scripted, or? Yeah, it was really.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, the first version that Sebastian sent me was pretty much a direct translation. There were some things that had changed, and because I'm, you know, North American, I looked at it and said, okay, you know, this is where the vernacular would change somewhat, but it was very, very little. So it was just, there were just idioms and things and syntax, but it was very specifically scripted, yeah.
'Cause it feels so fresh. Yeah, a question? Where are you? Yeah, go ahead. Yes, please. Right. So the question's about how she created the character, from a character of a film that Sebastian did 5 years ago, and just how you approach the character.
Well, there was nothing that I would want to improve, because you can't improve upon Paulina Garcia's performance. You can't. She is a spectacular actress, and it was sublime what she did. And so, in that sense, it was a tremendous challenge, because I can't improve. So all I can do is, it's like Sebastian mentioned, this is like a play. So there are lots of different Hamlets. There are lots of different interpretations of a piece of literature. So that's how I approached it. Is that this is a different iteration of this story. When we talked about it too, Sebastian said, where would this take place? Because it's Santiago in the original. And I, without hesitation, said LA. And I don't live in LA. I'm like, neither one of us that I know. And it would have been much more convenient for me to say, New York. But that woman didn't live in New York. So like right away I felt like I saw the American iteration of this story, and I knew where she lived, and I knew who she was, and I knew what she did. And so in that sense, it was like reading a play and going, oh, that is my interpretation. And I had the freedom, with amazing support from Sebastian and John and our incredible group of actors to do that version. So I've just felt lucky to be able to do it.
Thank you. A question here, go ahead. Just a comment. I saw a Latin American poetry book. Were you trying to push Latin American poetry?
Yeah, that was a placement of poetry.
Poetry, yeah.
What, I don't,
We didn't have any extras in the airport. We actually had to shoot that live.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
that was real.
That was real. Okay, interesting. Yeah, we have a question here at the front. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, what was the name of that poem?
I wanted to know that too. Yeah.
Yeah, what is the name? Yeah,
yeah,
beautiful.
it's a Chilean poet called Claudio Bertoni, whom I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things that he creates his poetry with daily materials, with, and I think this film works like that. It's the same claw with which is made, like simple things and real things. And and this poem is called For a Young Woman That Tried to Take Her Life Away.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful poem. I
Yeah.
liked it too. We had a question here. Go ahead. Right. So yeah, the paintball scene is very cathartic. It was so fun to watch. Yeah. And if you can talk about the music for that scene, just the music choices you made in the film.
Yeah, well, I love music in film. I think it's not a visitation from another art form. It's just part of cinema, and I enjoyed it immensely to think about which songs to pick. And I remember when we met, after we said, let's do it, you said, wait, can we talk like for 10 more minutes about the songs?
Yeah.
And we were already having fun imagining what those songs would be like, so with songs it's always the tension between what you dream and what you can afford. And but I'm very proud of the soundtrack. I think we put together an interesting amount of songs, and I don't really believe in guilty pleasure. This is just pleasure. I'm not like looking down at these songs. I love these songs, and maybe forever is going to start tonight.
We had an interesting cultural moment too with a couple of songs. Sebastian came into the makeup trailer because we were looking for a song that we could afford for this one particular place where I was putting laundry away. I think it was that scene. And he came in and he said, I found this song, very, very popular song, really, really, really big hit, a Robbie Williams song. And I was like, oh, wow. I'm like, the thing is, that song never got to the United States. And it was something that had been a worldwide hit. It was a huge hit in Chile, it was a huge hit in England, and it never hit in the United States. And so it was an interesting thing, because we were like, oh gosh, so not only do we have to find songs that are meaningful to the movie, but also meaningful to that exact spot and that place and time.
Thank you. Up there, yes, okay, up here, go ahead.
I think the casting is brilliant. I think each one of the characters that were chosen really added to the comedic feeling of the film. And anybody that, I mean, all of it, John, like each one of you, even the young actor that played your son. I mean, we loved you.
Michael Cera.
It's my job. Well, I'm so grateful to have had the chance to work with you, Julianne, with you, John, like with all these magnificent actors. I was like having such an amazing time, and sometimes I couldn't like believe it. Like in the table scene, for example, I was like, wow, like is this really happening? Like, yeah, it was a great privilege, and I really love to combine energies. And I think casting is an art form. It's really probably 80% of the problem of direction,
Thank you. We have a question up here and comment, okay.
I almost missed this movie because it was big, something wrong with the subway, and I pushed and they said you can't go in. So I pushed my way in. I said I have to see it, and I missed like probably half an hour. But it's absolutely amazing, and I came just for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I saw part of the movie. It was absolutely amazing. And I could relate to some of the scenes because I was like, oh yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, I think what's remarkable, I keep saying this about this movie, it's so amazing because you think you're seeing this woman from the perspective of her family, of her professional life, of her romantic life, with her friends, but the only people that see her in her entirety are the audience. And so that doesn't happen in the movies very often. You don't have that opportunity as an audience member, and maybe that's like the most personal experience you can have, because yours is the only life you know that way.
Right.
So it allows you to experience her life the way that you experience your own, and that is the genius of Sebastian. It truly is.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
Thank you.
No, never.
Okay, we have time for one more question. Go ahead up here. Yeah? Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Then I'm gonna ask.
That means I did my job well.
Can I tell you something? I mean, just personally, and I was talking about this last night, and I used to say this to Sebastian. I don't know whether it's true or not, but when I was doing this movie, I said, "Oh my God, you know what it is? He's still married."
I deny
Sebastian
that.
was like, no. And I'm like, I know this story. And that's, that's so familiar. I mean, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, I know. But John is brilliant. And I could not have asked for a better partner. My God. Yeah.
Listen, I'm just happy to be in the movie and to, yeah, it's true. And also to be supporting a story that you don't usually see. And I think it's really important to see. So it was just a joy to work with Julianne and Sebastian. And he created such a wonderful atmosphere for all of us. And he never really was judgmental. And I think that's one of the strengths of the film. So.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.